I randomly suddenly feel really nauseous. I'm going. You don't have to worry about that. How goes the drawing? What? Okay, how goes the art then, you pretentious son of a duck? Yeah, the Anubis, dude. I was popping in periodically into the stream. It was really weird though. I was feeling super fine, and then I got in the car to drive down there, started feeling really bad. I don't know. I don't know if it's like maybe the air in the car. Not sure. But I mean, I don't know, because I started to feel fine again after we got to the arcade, and now I feel bad again. So I think it was either something in the car, or maybe just the act of sitting in the back of the car. Weird. We'll see if I start to feel better now that I'm out. It never has for me before, though, unless maybe I've got an ear infection or something. I know that might get car sick pretty easily. Yeah, but it would be really weird if it randomly happened, even though it doesn't when I'm driving. Like this morning, I was fine. Like, I don't really think so. No. No, but it does. I drove around all morning and I was fine. So. No, I wasn't driving. I was a passenger. Yeah, no, I was fine all morning, so it's definitely not that. I was fine. Now I am not fine. Now I am dead. Not fully dead. As Miracle Max would say, he's only mostly dead. Yeah, he means he's still alive. If they're all dead, all you can do is go through their pockets for this stage. I kind of hate it, only because of how many times I had to watch it as a child. Yeah. It's the same way I feel about, like, Joe versus Volcano, and there's another movie we watched recently. Yeah, the second one. Hated that so much afterwards. The one with Heath Ledger. Could not stand it. Because of how many times I had to watch it. It was just, like, good movie. But when you've watched it, like, 17 times, it's not super good. I mean, we'll have to agree and disagree on that one. I don't like Wall-E. I never got into it. I felt like it would have worked better as a short as opposed to a, like, hour-and-a-half movie. It was just there's not enough there. At least in my uneducated opinion. But to be fair, I haven't watched it in a very long time. So it's possible I'll watch it now and be like, oh no, it's super cute, and I really like it. So, you never know, right? Yeah, it really does. And like I said, I don't remember when I watched it, so who knows? Maybe I would have loved it if I watched it now, or would love it. I mean, if I watched it now. Yeah, I mean, I am getting to that point where I like almost any movie so long as it leaves me feeling like, you know, generally happy. so I would probably like it far more now than I did before. Doesn't sound good. It's alive!
I needed to tell you though, your audio is a wee bit fucked. The stream, I can hear Nathaniel perfectly. You, not at all.
Fuck. I just realized that it was muted.
Oh, has it been like that the whole time?
Nate, you watched the stream.
Know.
How did you not notice?
I didn't watch the stream. I was in an arcade. I had the audio off. I literally just checked to see if you were streaming and then put it away.
Well, thank you very much,
Kevin.
You are welcome.
That makes me so annoyed.
How are you doing? How are you doing? I am not. It's not from the chili though. It's not from the chili. I don't know what it is. I got in my friend's car to go to the arcade, and like all of a sudden, I just started feeling super freaking like nauseous. And now that I'm back, I'm starting to feel better. I have no idea. Maybe it's his air freshener or something. It's really weird.
And you stepped, like you got into the vehicle and just...
I sat in the back, started feeling nauseous, got out at the arcade, started to feel a little bit better, got back in, came back home, feel nauseous again.
Odd.
Yeah, I've never had that before, so I'm just like, what's going on? Why? Why do I feel this way?
Make a start streaming checklist. So annoyed. I was talking constantly the entire fucking time.
Well,
none of it will have come
There's
through.
no evidence of that.
Yeah, well, I was listening to your Nate, and then there was finally a part in the conversation where I knew definitively it was you talking. and you're talking, and
Lovely.
Poor guy. Nothing ever works for him.
Last couple weeks, everything stream related has been just a clusterfuck and a half. I don't know why.
And I'm not gonna lie, I actually did not plan on missing the beginning of today. I didn't actually remember that we had a thing today. Otherwise, I would have just been here. But yeah, no, I'd forgotten completely. Feel kind of bad about that.
It's fine. I don't mind sitting here sculpting away. The only part about this I mind is the fact that I didn't fucking notice. That's the only part that annoys me about essentially today's stream.
Yeah, no, I totally would have said something if I had the volume on, but I didn't.
Yeah, I need to start going on my phone and checking and making sure this shit is all functional. There's no issues.
Yeah, for sure. It was pretty loud in there.
I'd expect so.
Did you see those model kits I posted though?
well, Type 99 was in Zodiac.
Yeah, aren't those cool?
Yeah.
I'm mad sad that I bought a Switch Lite today because I found it at Value Village, and it was about $50 cheaper than buying it on eBay. So I'm like, sure, I'll pick it up. And then I go there and they have these model kits for $80, and I'm like, I can't. I'm tapped out.
Yeah, it's just the perfectly poor timing.
Yeah, but it's fine. I don't really need the model kits right now, but they are pretty cool.
They definitely look cool.
Yeah, I'm a little bit annoyed though for the Exodia is huge. Like you can't tell the scale when you look at the box, but the Exodia box is like probably 1.5 feet wide and just about as tall. And then the Blue Eyes box is half the size. Blue Eyes is $79.99. Exodia is $85. How is the Blue Eyes the same price when it's half the size, the model kit?
Because the Blue Eyes is cooler.
I mean, yeah, I understand that it's a really cool model kit, but it's not the same grade or the same size. The prices should not work that way. The blue eyes should be cheaper. It's true, the blue eyes does look really good. Because I only showed you the front of the box. The side shows what the model kit looks like. And the Pat Labor one is more for my nerdiness, because it's actually like the vehicle carrier for the model kits, and the model kits fit into it, and it like raises and lowers just like in the show.
That is pretty awesome.
Big nerd.
Dude, that makes me think of something that I'm waiting and hoping the price goes down on eBay, and that's the giant mech bay and mech for the Armored Core Special Edition. I want that so bad. It's stupid, it's nerdy, but I want it so bad. But I am not willing to pay the prices that people are charging for it at the moment.
Well, it's convenient, because my mom literally today was like, everybody needs to give me a Christmas list. I'm like, I don't want anything. I now want something. Perfect.
Perfect indeed.
Because I was like, I don't really need anything. I never know what I want for like Christmas and stuff, so I just don't usually give her anything until like the last minute. This time, I have something. Several somethings. Now when someone asks, I can just be like, have you ever heard of Sakura Media?
In which they go, no idea. Well, it's over in X place.
Yeah, or I'll just tell them to buy them on Amazon, because I'm pretty sure they're all available.
Oh, they're probably on Amazon, yeah.
Not to say that I'm, I think it'd be easier to go get it from there, but...
That depends on how much time you have.
I mean, I'm sure my mom would probably rather go get it from the store. I know my dad's
That makes sense.
really hates... he really hates using stuff online.
Oh, he doesn't like the online delivery stuff?
Doesn't trust computers, so no.
He is part of that generation, so it's not overly surprising.
It is what it is.
Be what it be.
No one's buying this. I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to the random people who aren't around. Yeah, no, we, so obviously it is, you know, around Halloween.
Yeah, you might
So,
say that.
we were playing E-Block, as you do, and we did the Halloween event. And, for once, I actually remembered to, put on my spooky armor, which is like the armor that you use to get extra candy.
Oh, yeah?
And I finished in the second slot for prizing, which is cool. And now I'm actually remembering to upgrade my armor so that next time I can become the first spot.
Next time as in next year, or?
No, they happen like every couple weeks. And I think there's actually a bunch happening right now because, you know, it's
Actual Halloween?
Yeah, so they have Halloween events all the time, like because the Skyblock year is, I think, a month in real time. So once a month you get a Christmas event and you get a Halloween event, just like a regular small event. But because it's Halloween, you get extra ones and you get extra other stuff as well. So like there's a special Halloween set that you can earn by doing things. There's more Halloween events going on. You can get other extra stuff. I mean, it's pretty fun.
Nice.
I like having extra stuff that you can do. It's kind of neat. It's one of those things where it's like, on the one hand, I don't really have that much free time to do it, but on the other hand, when The times overlap to get to have stuff.
Yeah, when it happens, it's great.
Also made a crap ton of in-game money from the event this time because of how much candy I got.
Nice.
Don't usually, I wasn't doing well before. It turns out that, yeah, you kind of need the Halloween stuff. It's just so much better.
It makes a large difference.
Oh, it makes a huge difference. Like, I didn't realize how much of one.
Interesting.
Makes a big old difference. Which is good, because my bank account on this game is looking bad. It's looking bad.
Oh, it's looking realistic, is it?
It's looking realistic indeed.
Ugh.
I am running out of stuff. Back at the house.
Now there's been people not at the house for a while?
Yeah, they were out.
Ah.
What do you have here?
Alright. Skeletal. Malnourished. Fucked up.
Well, I don't know.
He's Anubis, the Egyptian god of death.
Well, that doesn't mean you can't be a nice guy at the same time.
He decided to weigh your heart against a feather to see which one's heavier, and if it's too fucking heavy, he would throw your heart to Osiris to be devoured.
I mean, you just don't have a heavy heart. You can do that, right?
Yes, just make no mistakes.
Yeah, easy. Easy peasy. Who makes mistakes?
Only normal people.
I make many mistakes. But that's okay. So I didn't really see anybody today. Did anybody do anything interesting today?
Negative.
I mean, sorry, go ahead.
What I was saying was negative.
Oh, I see. I mean, I did enjoy going to the value village. We found some cool stuff. Like, I think I told you that we found an N64 as well.
You did.
A pretty decent price. It was $60.
Yeah.
And yeah, it didn't come with the. What's the word? It didn't come with a controller or the AV cable, but it had the power cable and all that stuff.
Ah, well, that's the maybe it's not that hard.
Yeah, I actually found an unopened pack in my drawer
Yeah.
that I didn't realize that I had.
Not overly surprising.
Yeah, I was going through my drawer looking for something unrelated, and I realized I had it. So I was like, oh, well, I mean, that's kind of convenient. Didn't realize that this was a thing I had. Guess I'll get rid of it.
And you'll use it?
Yeah, well, I meant I took it out of my drawer. Get rid of it was not what I meant to say.
Yes. That makes more sense. That's like, yeah, I need this. Thrown out. Okay.
It wouldn't be the first time.
No, it wouldn't, but it would also be that moment of like, oh, but why? Why?
Because I don't.
That is
I don't.
fair. We all do the I don't days.
I think the biggest
You're biggest dumb?
I am on occasion the biggest dumb.
Fortunate.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie though, I am really sad you didn't come over and try to.
Dude, I woke up and my head was fucking spinning, and it span all day. I stayed in bed most of today too. I feel like shit.
That's very unfortunate.
Yeah, I can guarantee you it's the temperature change just breaking me over the coals.
That is definitely not what you want. I'm really hoping that my nausea is just from being in the car and not from something else, 'cause I really don't want to be sick.
Damn, I gotta work tomorrow. I literally can't take tomorrow off.
I can, but I don't want to, so it's all gonna depend. If I lose my my dinner, then
Well, yes, if it's that bad, you're shit out of luck. But like for me, the only other, like, I'm one of two guys that can do a certain few jobs. The other guy is on vacation. So if anything breaks, I have to be there to help with it.
yeah.
We also have a gigantic client next week, not next week, but the week after.
Yeah.
So I kind of have to be there to help, because when something goes wrong, and it will, someone's got to be able to pop open the engine and actually punch it into submission.
Someone's gonna get hurt real bad.
Yes. And even if that just means me staying up till 2 a.m., elbow dropping the engine over and over until it works, it's got to happen.
I mean, it didn't help that I didn't really sleep last night. So we watched a bunch of horror movies yesterday, and I had like a massive nightmare in the middle of the night. That sucked.
Wait, what? Nightmares after horror movies? Who would ever have that?
Normally they don't really bother me, but for some reason last night it was bad.
It happens. I'm normally pretty good about them as well, but there have been times where it's just you watch the right one, and you're on Nightmare Town for the next 3 days for no reason.
You watch the wrong one, and you're like, you know what? I think I am gonna sleep with the light on.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those things, man.
Oh,
It was definitely one of those, I don't know why I did this to myself.
Did you continue to watch more, or was it just the two?
It was just the two. It was just the two. I didn't watch any more after this.
So, because I couldn't go, to feel almost like I went, I just spent the whole night watching haunting videos like Ghost Hunters and shit like that. Just get my own creep on.
Yeah.
Look, I am down to watch them. I have to make sure there's no VODs of it afterwards, but I do for history of that. Just watch Ghost Hunter videos together and try and debunk everything that scares them.
We had a pretty good time with the horror movies, to be honest. Like, there was a jump scare that got one member of our party, and that in turn got the rest of us.
Oh, that was glorious.
Cascading jump scares are great.
Yeah, it's because he jumped so high, and so it made the rest of us all jump.
Yep.
It was quite something.
I can imagine it being quite the scene.
It was quite the spectacle.
Yeah. There was a couple of pretty good jump scares in that movie. The movie was kind of bad, but the jump scares, some of them were quite well done.
Which movie?
Smile.
Ah, yes, I have heard not great things about that one.
It was
terrible, but
fine.
some of the jump scares were kind of creative.
I mean, it wasn't the worst. I've seen much worse horror movies. There was nothing like super. It wasn't original in really any way. The story was incredibly predictable. One of the people watching with us was like, "This is what's going to happen," and then that would exactly happen.
Dragon Quest.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I wasn't quite as on the ball with it as he was, but some of it was pretty see-through. Like, it's like, this is gonna happen at this part. And then, lo and behold, that's exactly what happens. Like, it was pretty clear how the end was gonna come about.
Yeah.
Like, super quick.
That's a bit unfortunate.
I mean, it was still fine. I mean, I don't regret watching it. It wasn't like when I watched Slender Man.
Oh, that was...
Which was
that
a
was
literal
bad.
waste of your time.
Yeah, that was so bad. Made the mistake of watching that one as well, and it's just like, this wasn't even fun.
No, that one was just a waste of your life. Like, that one was not worth, like, any of your time. But at least this one was fine. Like I say, it wasn't great, but it was, like, solid 60%. Probably wouldn't ever watch it again, unless someone really wanted to see it.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I much preferred the Tucker and Dale versus Evil, yeah. It's been a long time.
Tucker
since
and
I
Dale
watched that
versus
movie.
Evil is fucking great.
Yeah, it had been a really long time since I had last watched it. Like, I had watched it before, obviously, but it was a good 5 or 6 years, and I had forgotten a lot of it. It's
I love when you get to come back to a movie after years and years and years of not seeing it, and it's like, oh, this was totally worth the wait.
yeah, it just gives you a pretty good feeling to watch.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't remember it at all, and you're just like, oh boy, it's like watching it anew all over again.
Yeah. It's like, you remember it was pretty good, but that was 5 years ago. You're not sure if it'll actually be that. Oh, and it was. Perfect.
Yeah, it was enjoyable. Glad we watched it. Kind of wish we watched a few more, but it was already so late and everyone was so tired, which is totally fair, because it was like, what, midnight? No, it was about 10. 10?
No, it was like 10:40.
Okay.
Yeah,
Old
yes, old folk. Realistically, what we need to remember to do in the future is just start so much earlier than this. We're old bastards now. We don't exactly stay up that late.
I mean, everyone was over pretty early, but we were fixing games and doing some other stuff at the same time, so...
Yeah.
you know.
Well, I get it. It's just something that we're gonna have to look into in the future.
We soldered a bunch of Pokemon games back together to fix, like, the saving on the old ones and the clock on the new one.
Nice.
Had to get my brother to rescue it because I kind of, like, scared myself out of doing it, because we bought a authentic copy of Emerald, right?
Yep.
For a fairly good price, because the battery change that he didn't work. I wonder why. I opened it up, and he had used so much solder because the battery tabs didn't go down far enough over the chip. So he had bridged the connection with, like, just
Oh,
so much
no.
solder. So I'm like, well, I can't put any more solder on, so I'll try to reuse his solder. And I finally got the thing soldered down, like, it was on, and then we put the game in, doesn't start. It's now corrupted. I'm like, oh shit, what did I do? What did I break? Trying to figure it out, don't see any solder anywhere. I didn't burn through the board or anything like that. I'm like, I mean, it's not a pretty soldering job, but I don't see solder anywhere it's not supposed to be. What could be the problem?
Yeah.
So I take the battery off. Turns out a little dot of solder had gone onto the pins of the board underneath the battery and was connecting 2 pins together.
Oh, no.
So I just had to flick it off with, like, a pair of tweezers, and then the game worked fine. But at that point, I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done. I'm not doing it. So we got my brother to do it. He did it in, like, 2.5 seconds. It's like, done. And everything worked fine.
Oh.
I'm assuming, have you tested it again since then? Like, you started the game? Yeah, it was working yesterday. I'm gonna assume it's still working. I did like my gold and silver version. They were fine. But those ones have much larger batteries and easier to do tabs. The issue with Emerald, Ruby, and Sapphire is that the battery goes over top of the microchip.
Yep. Making it far more
Fiddly.
questionable.
It's also a smaller battery with smaller tabs. Whereas the Game Boy Silver and the Gold, they have a big spot for the battery, and the tabs are pretty huge. I even got the right batteries. Like, I got the ones that have the soldering tabs attached and are, like, pre-bent down so that they fit. But, man, I still was like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
I'm scared, guys.
I'm not scared enough.
Hey, man, I did my best. I tried.
You tried, did you?
I did. I did the best I could, man. I'm sorry. I'm just not good enough.
Better.
It didn't even end.
The end. There's this thing called the dragon.
Yes, there technically is. Yeah, you're right.
Let's see it, buddy.
Oh, so for the Halloween event in Skyblock, you know how me and our buddy 7Ink74 were I love his name. I think it's supposed to be Link74, but I can never figure that out. I'm not good with lead speak.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay.
Sam.
Oh,
We were trying to get them all. And one of them, so Kevin, you'll remember this. You know the boss in the dungeon where you have to fight the guardians, and at the end it starts to flood?
Yeah.
The only way to get the item to get one of them is you have to fish during that phase of the boss fight while the boss is still alive and is flooded.
Oh, wow.
And you have to get 10 of the fish. I was like, okay, that should be fine. We're pretty tanky. Turns out his laser does true damage. So it don't matter how tanky you are, you still die.
oh, so it's a damage check.
Yeah, so we can kill it in one hit. It's just that we don't. Because we were trying to get the stuff.
Yep.
So, got kind of shat on.
That's a problem. No, at some point we could always invite him to this Discord. I think he'd be fine on.
Yeah. I think he... I don't remember why. I think there was a reason. I think he didn't have to do something. I think he would be fine with it, though. We'll just have to try and get him in at some point.
Yeah.
Has it run?
You're asking something outside the list. Doesn't have a proper error call system.
That's not possible.
It's called a bug. It's called a bug. They are very common in modern gaming. They are.
Why are you suddenly a German doctor?
I do not know why I wanted to go with the German doctor, but here we are. Maybe because I'm breathing life into an abomination, and I felt my blood clot.
You're lucky I'm not offended.
Even if you were, do you think I would give a shit?
No. It also wouldn't. It actually makes me think of a podcast. Of course it does.
Of course it does. You have one thought, and that is podcast.
I have more than one thought.
You have no
The first
thoughts, but one thought.
The first one is podcast. The second one is YouTube. But that's not the point.
Is YouTube podcasts?
Oh,
The
Oh.
content machine.
yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to everyone for my bad life.
How do we get more views? We want more of these kinds of people.
Oh, YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube wants more people like you, just content machines.
I am unfortunately also a content machine. I consume a quite frankly obscene amount of it just because I'm at home working all day, and I need something in the background. Otherwise, I start ADD and looking after butterflies real bad.
Oh, hey, I was gonna ask Kevin, how do you like your Switch mode?
I like it. It's good. My only issue with it is there were times that I wanted to put it on the screen, but you already have the Switch. So.
Yeah, well, apparently you can connect this one to the screen. You just have to buy a third-party light dock. They apparently do exist.
Yep.
Yeah, you can't use the Nintendo one because of government. But they do have third-party docks. But yeah, I basically, because I don't like using the regular Switch in handheld mode because it's kind of awkward. My what are those stupid things called? They're not nunchucks anymore. What are they called now? Joy-Cons?
Joy-Cons, yeah.
Yeah, they kept on like sliding off in the middle of a game because they were because I got the first generation one, so it wasn't very good. We fixed it with like new rails and stuff, but sometimes they'll just disconnect. Like it's just like reattach your controller. I'm like, it's still attached. What do you mean?
Just a little problem.
And I just really I like the look of this one. It's the Sword and Shield one. Which, I mean, normally I don't really like the new Pokemon. But it's one of those, like... How do you describe it? The design on the back, it's just like an outline that's like a light gray that you can really only see really well if you, like, turn it into the light.
It's minimalistic.
Yeah, it's not unobtrusive, and the color, like, the whole console is gray. With like old style color buttons. One side's red, one side's blue, but it's like a different red and blue than the other Switch. I did buy a case for it that makes it look like a Game Boy, and I'm pretty happy with that too.
Nice.
But yeah, I like the idea of being able to actually play it on a handheld system that is just a little. It's also much lighter. I noticed that the regular Switch is way heavier than the Lite.
Really?
Well, it doesn't need much stuff in it to operate, right?
Yeah, well, it's also smaller. I think the screen is like, what, a third of the size? Or 2/3 of the size, I mean?
That's a third smaller? Yeah, that would help with making it significantly lighter, since between that and the battery would be the two largest weight contributors.
Yeah, I have no idea what the battery life is like on it. How good is yours?
Fine.
Honestly,
for like, I think like 3-4 hours for probably longer.
That's pretty good. I mean, I noticed one of the issues I have with the original Switch is that the battery constantly drains while it's off. I mean, a lot of newer things do that, but I remember like old Game Boys and stuff. You turned them off, you let them sit, and the battery just held charge for all time.
Yeah,
like literally years later, it still has a charge.
There's too many internal processes now that are actively slowly draining it.
I know, because we were looking for one of my brother's old games, and he found his old DS Lite.
Yeah.
Hasn't been out of that case in probably 6 years. Turned on, battery still fully charged.
Nice.
Don't ask me how. No idea.
Impressive.
How? I really don't understand how it can still have charge.
Magic.
But at the same time, my Game Boy Pocket and my Game Boy Color with the new AA batteries in there, I turn them on every 6 months or so just to make sure the batteries don't explode. Still fine. Especially with the newer batteries, you get so much battery life out of those. The AA's, the current ones, they're just so much better.
Yes, energy density has gone way up for those.
It's kind of crazy just how much better they are than when we were kids.
Relentless march of progress has done some good there.
Yeah, except that nothing really uses them anymore.
Well, they are the core tech behind even like the battery in your Switch.
Yeah, it's true, but I mean, like, the AA battery technology, right? Like, it's so good now, but I don't think that very much actually uses the AA's.
Yes, the
so
actual...
it's like we have these really efficient AA's, but what uses them?
Well, again, The double A's are just using the same technology that your Switch battery and everything else is using. It's just you like that form factor, as it's simply a size standard that was utilized.
Well, and you can't recharge the other ones. I mean, I'm guessing that there probably must be a way to do it.
There is. It's just price to pain in the ass is not in their favor to recharge.
Yeah. But they last forever now. It's crazy. I kind of wish we had those batteries when I was a kid.
It would have been
It's
nice.
it's also really funny when you switch from like the crappy batteries from the dollar store to like Duracell now. Before there was a difference, but it wasn't like huge. Now it's like, okay, if you're not using like Duracell or whatever, what's the point? These other ones just don't even work.
You either want to use Duracell, Energizer. The names actually have meaning.
Yeah, the Duracell ones are actually like significantly better than like the ones from the dollar store. I mean, the ones from the dollar store weren't great before, but they used to still be fine.
They were good
Now it's
enough,
like-
and
Yeah.
now they are just not.
Although, you know, to be fair, they might have been crappy before, and we just like gaslit ourselves into thinking they were amazing because they're the only ones we could afford to buy.
That's fair.
It's like, this battery life is so good for $1. It lasts like a couple days. Yeah, I'm starting to feel better, but I still do feel a bit weird. So I think that, I don't know, I'm guessing it was something in the car.
Quite possible.
Yeah. I get the same, there's only 2 cars where this has happened to me. I'm wondering if it's like the air freshener they use.
Air fresheners fuck me up, so I could imagine it fucking you up too.
Well, I do have family members who are like extremely allergic to certain perfumes. I've never been bothered by any of them, but maybe it's just like specifically air fresheners that does it.
Yeah,
I
they're
don't-
specific alchemy gone into them.
Yeah.
Look, chemistry is only called chemistry because people didn't want to take the term alchemy seriously. It's the same shit.
Isn't alchemy more changing one thing into something completely different? Whereas chemistry is specifically reactions.
So alchemy, historically, was specifically the attempts to create an item that could convert lead into gold.
No, I know that was the main objective, but I feel like
Well-
there was other things that they were supposed to be transmuting as well.
Well, that's the thing is, it was originally supposed to just do that, but then it became essentially any sort of chemical engineering was then done through alchemy, creating different potions and pastes and things like that to help with your health. Okay, so minus this guy's hands, he is starting to look decently Anubis-y.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely looks like something out of one of those like Egyptian horror movies.
Yep.
I think without the headpiece, he just looks more like a henchman doggo.
That's fair. Once I add the actual like clothing, it will very
Yeah,
much
the
help
robe and
feed
stuff.
that.
Well, he also needs his staff, or a staff, or a scale, something like that.
He needs something for sure.
He needs something to denote his status.
Yes.
Because in a lot of like Egyptian-themed B horror movies, they have like dog people.
It's fair. That is very fair.
But as soon as you give him an outfit, yeah, it'll be quite clear. I mean, it looks good. Well, it looks gross, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Gross is good, and good is
It
gross.
kind of looks like the Resi dogs, but standing up.
Yeah. Nice. That is not bad. I'm super annoyed at myself, as his
Yeah.
ears are completely fucked.
What do you mean?
They
Yeah,
go
fine
out,
with
they don't go forward. Like a dog's ear.
Oh.
So I gotta rip them off
yeah.
and twist them. And that's gonna be a colossal pain in my butt because, unlike with his jaw and the other muscles, it's all one solid chunk of geo, so I need to fix that, and it's gonna be a whole process.
Would it be easier to just like erase that part and do a whole new ear as a separate part?
Honestly, it might be, and I might end up doing that.
Because I mean, they look fine. I mean, you're the only one who noticed it. I didn't.
Yeah. It's technically fine enough. It's just it'll drive me up the wall if I leave it. Because the moment I noticed it, I'm like, well, I can never unsee it now. Every time I look at him, boom, ears are wrong. Motherfucker!
Oh, you know another thing that was funny.
Oh?
Sorry, I'm doing that thing again. I'm jumping topics.
Do that a lot.
I know. At the toy convention, I sold a Transformer I had recently found at a thrift store because I was done with it.
Yeah.
I sold it for $20-ish. I had picked it up for $3 quite a while before because it's a really old one. Found it again at the thrift store.
At the same thrift store?
No, different thrift store.
Oh, okay.
It's the same. It's not the exact same toy. Like, it's not the one I sold, but it is the same like figure. This one actually has more parts than the other one did, and it's missing one of its like landing wheels, but it has an extra part on like the head. And I was like, it's $4. I gotta pick it up again.
Wow.
It was just so funny to me that the exact same toy was there again. After I had just sold it.
That is funny, but also, why would you pick it up again if you just got rid of it?
Because every time I see a retro Transformer at a thrift store for a decent price, I pick it up.
You at least
It entertains me for a little while, and then I get rid of it again.
Do you at least sell it for more than you bought it?
Oh yeah, I bought it for like $3 and sold it for $25.
Okay, then that's fine. At that point, you're just doing a very strange game of investing.
I mean, this one I'm probably just gonna keep until the next time I go to a Toy Con or something, or I'll just give it as a gift to someone else who likes Transformers. Because it's an old Transformer. It's cool. It's a big jet.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's mostly complete. They also had a Beast Wars. Do you remember Tigertron?
Nope.
You had it, as I recall, as a kid. It was that one that was like a tiger that also had like bird wings.
Nope. No memory whatsoever.
If I showed you a picture, you would remember it.
Probably.
Anyways, I almost got it, but it was missing one arm. And I was like, I don't want it if it's missing the arm, because you couldn't actually do the transformation without that arm.
Yeah.
So it's like, I can't even transform it, so what's the point?
That is kind of the whole thing with, Transformers.
Yeah, it really sucked. It was literally missing that one essential piece. It had everything else except for like the launchable missiles, but I was like, I don't care about those.
No one
But
gives a
that
shit
one
about those.
piece, yeah, that one piece being missing, I was like, oh. But you know what else I found? Yeah, do you guys remember Duel Masters?
Yep.
Found a Duel Masters action figure from 2002.
I didn't realize they had action figures.
I didn't know either. We found it, and it was like a dinosaur action figure. It was obviously old. It said 2002 on the foot, and it was like it was basically an early 2000s looking toy. It was really cool. So we looked it up online, and it was a Duel Masters card that they had turned into a toy. He's supposed to have a giant flamethrower.
Nice. Do you remember which card it was?
No, it was one of those like super long names with a bunch of consonants.
That's why I liked Duel Masters.
It was like a red fire. It basically looked like a red Argonian with a flamethrower.
Oh, Argonian? Okay. I was going to say, wait, was it like a mech with tank treads?
No.
Because that was my favorite card from that. I don't remember its name, but it was like Tusculus, the Apocalypse Invader or something. Super edgy, super dumb, but I fucking loved it.
No, it wasn't that. Ugh, that's so gross.
His eyeball thing here?
No. The chili yesterday, it wasn't spicy to me, but it was physically too hot.
So
and I burnt my mouth and my tongue.
Yep.
And the back of my tongue is peeling off because of the burn.
Ooh, that's a real good burn.
Just like the top layer, but you know, like when you like run your fingers on your tongue, a little bit of the top peels off.
Generally, no, it doesn't, but...
Have you never burned your tongue before?
Not bad enough for it to peel.
Doesn't take much of a burn.
Guess what? I blow on my food first.
And that's why they make tongue scrapers and they're in the dental aisle.
That's horrifying.
Also just to clean your tongue.
That's what the back of the toothbrush is for. Why it's all bumpy.
Yeah, I know, but they also have a specific tool for that that's more like flat and wide for people who have like issues getting to the back of their mouth.
That makes sense. If I had any sort of gag reflex, it would be more of a problem.
I do. I have a very, very active gag reflex.
Yeah, I learned long ago that I didn't, and then I used it for food eating contests. That's how I was able to swallow entire burgers whole.
Gross.
Bun and everything.
No, I watched someone try to do that once and he started choking and then like threw it up and it was disgusting. Ugh.
Honestly, if I had failed, it would have been pretty disgusting. But I succeeded, which made it also disgusting. Also, how I was able to just suck down an entire banana in one go.
I still don't feel great, so that's not a good image for me. Sucks indeed.
Look,
He doesn't
man,
have a...
those food eating contests, I had to win them at any cost, so I couldn't do it anymore, but back then, holy crap, I could suck that down so fast.
Man, at the arcade today, I was watching people play Taiko. Do you guys know Taiko?
Nope.
You know rhythm games, right? Like, think Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
Taiko is a Japanese rhythm game where you're playing like popular Japanese songs on like taiko drums.
Oh, yeah, I have seen that.
Yeah, the big physical drums.
Yeah.
And the people bring like their own drumsticks to play.
So I actually watched a video documentary on that game, and yeah, the people who play that game, they take that shit so seriously.
Oh yeah. My I have some family who's like super into it, and I could not play it. I watched them play, and I'm like, I am way too underrated for this shit.
Yeah, it's awesome. I like watching you. I won't touch that.
No, I literally watched someone play one of the levels without the notes on because they had memorized the song. And they only missed 16 notes out of like 200.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, what?
It's bananas.
I was like, how? It's like, I memorized it. I've done it enough times. Like, alright. Okay.
You say that like that makes it easier. That means you memorized the fucking thing and are playing from memory. That's still impressive.
Quite impressive. I was shocked. And then I went and gambled on the SpongeBob machine like I always do.
You gamble addict.
Mm-hmm. More tickets saved up for next time. One day, years from now, just before I die of old age, I'll have enough tickets to get something cool from the prize counter.
As long as they still use those tickets when that day comes.
I mean, they haven't changed yet.
Yeah, you never know.
I don't. I do not.
No one knows. Makes life a lot more fun.
Are you saying you don't believe in psychics?
No. I have yet to have any sort of psychic even remotely convince me that they're not full of horse shit.
It does help that the one guy I was listening to on that podcast was like, I was a professional ghost hunter. I used to know a professional psychic. He was full of shit.
Yeah? Look, remember, if you ever want to call a psychic, if it rings more than once, hang up, because evidently they couldn't see that you were coming.
They didn't know you were gonna call.
Yeah, so they can't see the future for shit.
Well, maybe they did know you were coming, and that's why they decided to take a dump at that particular moment.
In which case, don't waste your time waiting for it to ring anyways. No matter what, you shouldn't be spending time there. And if you go to a place and they're not there, opening the door as you get there, again, they didn't know you were coming. We'll walk up to the door and then we'll turn around and we'll walk the fuck away.
He expects so much of his psychics.
Look, by default, they're in a liar's field. Yeah, they gotta work hard to make me believe that they're not full of shit. And here's the thing, if they were psychic, they'd know that.
But your negative energy stops them from being able to see the future men inside.
I mean, they're a pretty shit psychic in the first place.
Ah, for the love of Pete, I suck.
Yes, and? The E-balls are not symmetrical.
Your E-balls?
My E-balls are not symmetrical! I must fix.
Oh, okay, For some reason, I thought of E-balls as like electronic balls.
Yeah, they're kind of like electronic balls. Cool. Right, now my E-balls are symmetrical.
Your electronic bollocks.
My electronic bollocks are symmetrical. Which realistically, eventually I will break the symmetry. Just while you're working on the early stages, which this very much is early stages. The more symmetrical you work, the easier your life is.
I dislike symmetry. I hate it when things aren't symmetrical. It drives me insane.
Oh. The last step of any model is to break symmetry and make it balanced, yet asymmetrical.
Or you could just not.
Oh, I will absolutely break the symmetry. I hate overly symmetrical assets. Unless there's a specific reason, i.e. there's some sort of mech or mechanical creature, there is no symmetry in nature.
But this isn't nature.
The ultimate goal of Sculptors is to make this believable. That means breaking symmetry.
No. You cannot do this.
Yes, you're not Death the Kid. You will survive.
You know what the worst thing is? My brother literally said the same thing to me today. He literally said, "You're not Death the Kid."
Well then, it seems you're retreading ground today, Nate.
I was talking about symmetry with him as well.
You're very much retreading ground today. Wow. Reusing conversation topics both on and off stream? How could you?
Excuse me?
Running out of material.
Oh, this hack.
We were talking about symmetry because it came up in the art. I don't remember why I was talking about symmetry with him.
Excuses, excuses.
Excuses.
Why must you guys treat me this way?
How could this happen to me? I
must you
made
mock
my
me?
fish cakes.
I don't deserve to be like
I'm a good person. I don't deserve to be treated like this.
this. Yeah, okay, Kermit.
Hello, Kermit the Frog.
Okay, frog here.
I don't actually know anything else that he says, as turns out I haven't watched him in literal decades.
I just love the memes.
I love the memes, but the memes don't have sound.
I also... Yes, they do.
Not the ones I listen to.
What about I'm going to commit suicide?
That's not a meme, that's a video.
It's still a meme.
So the only like,
I just like the look of that.
oh, I
Oh,
fucking love
yeah,
it.
the
Dubus
Dubus
is. I'm going to
Yeah.
I can't even say it.
Yeah.
Daddy needs some vacation time. Daddy. Fuck, that's so good. He is a genius.
I also love that stupid long-nosed dog one with the Miss Piggy song.
I don't remember it off the top of my head.
Didn't I do it for you? That one, have you not seen that?
Oh,
Have you not seen that?
I've at least heard of it.
Yeah. It's so weird. I have no idea where it came from, but man, it's so strange. So there's like this long-nosed dog called I want to say bourgeois or something like that.
Yeah.
And it just has like a really long face and looks really sad. And for some reason, someone made a like meme of it where it's like it's the song Miss Piggy saying "Didn't I do it for you?" And like the dog's nose is like growing and doing weird things. It's super strange.
Weird, but okay.
Yeah, it became a weird thing. It was one of those weird meme things. I don't know, but it's interesting.
And so does this one. Don't you bake lighting into your materials? That's not helpful.
I'm gonna get a drink.
You get your drink. That basic material that will just add some. I'm just gonna add a little bit of color to this. Be helpful in noticing holes and shite. Color pretty soon. Easy one. I love once you add a little bit of color to the mesh, it really helps keep the personality of the creature in mind while you're working. I guess I'll color this now. I want it to be a dark yellow to it.
I have returned. I know you missed me so much.
Yeah. You're lost without you.
I'm gonna choose to believe that because it makes me feel good.
That's different.
What do I do besides the
Nate, you should not be doing tomatoes.
I can throw them at your screen. Have you not noticed?
Unfortunately, I don't have the stream open, so no, I have not, unfortunately. That's for you and the other viewers to enjoy.
Well, I didn't know that you could do that. I keep doing it by accident when I like tapping it out.
Yes, when you click on my stream.
Oh, do you know what's super frustrating? So when we were at the thrift store, I was looking for an adapter because I have one new monitor, one old monitor. As we know, the new monitor costs products. Anyways, my new graphics card doesn't have DivX, or whatever it's called, DVI, DivX, whatever the old format's called. I think it's DVI.
DVX?
That's not the important part. The important part is I was like, okay, I need to get a cable that has DivX, DVI, whatever the heck it's called, to
DVI?
HDMI.
Huh?
So I went, found one, took us a couple minutes, I was like, great, came back, my GPU only has one HDMI slot, and the rest are all whatever that new one is.
Yes.
So I'm like, I still can't use it. Great.
Yeah, it sounds like a ton of fun.
What is the new one called? I've already forgotten. It's like, DisplayPort. That's what it's called, DisplayPort.
Yeah, they went for the most obvious naming, even though it makes no technical sense as why it's called that.
I know, it's weird. But, so apparently my new monitor, the one on the left, does have a DisplayPort option. So if I go and get a DisplayPort cable, I can hook up both of them, and I have to go and get another cable. So I can use the adapter cable into the HDMI, and then the DisplayPort into DisplayPort. It's just, why did they have to make another DisplayPort type? Why couldn't we stick with HDMI? Everyone has HDMIs.
Because that's a very loss-filled format and not as good. Quality is crapola. It's also
Yes,
slower to transfer information.
But from the perspective of me, I don't want to go get another cable. So
That's great.
you know.
You asked a question, I'm going to answer it.
Yeah, but I don't like the answer, so
You cannot like the answer, but that is the answer, and I will give it to you each time.
no. Yeah, everything should be for my convenience.
Thankfully, that is not.
Disclaimer, this is not the case. Very few things in life are for my convenience.
Yes, and often if you think they are,
You are incorrect.
you are fooling yourself.
So, you know what was interesting, though? The bag with that cable, and it came with a bunch of other random cables. So I have a 3mm jack splitter,
Yeah.
which I don't understand. So that's already weird. Because, like, it's the female end and it splits into two male ends.
Yeah.
I don't know when you would ever use that. Because the other way around makes sense. You know, like, one male end and then two more male ends. So that you could, like, plug in multiple pairs of headsets to the same device. But from this way, I'm confused. I'm sure that I'm just not thinking of the reason. You know what? Maybe it's for speak. Or you know what? I think this is actually for like mic and sound, because I have two different colors on the jacks. One's green and one's red.
That would make sense.
Oh yeah, they literally have the icons on them too. One is for headphones and one is for mic. There you go. I'm just dumb.
It happens.
Then we have a USB extender.
Yeah.
So it's got like a female USB and a male USB. Then it has, I don't know what this is. This is weird. Oh, it's a travel adapter for some other country. I just don't know which one.
Right, probably EU.
No, it's not EU. I know what EU looks like. It's not
Well, anyways, we're coming towards the end of the stream. We made some decent progress. I'm still furious that I didn't talk for the first chunk of it, but it's been fun. Hopefully we'll work on this before too long. Thank you all for watching.
EU.